What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another update with Pork Chop. This street light right here, this parking lot light, is giving me like a weird little filter, like I'm on Instagram or some shit. But anyway, how you guys doing? Hope you guys had a great weekend. And okay, things are slowly getting back to normal in here. Like I said, hope you guys had a great weekend. My grandmother and my sister both have a birthday 3 days apart. Yeah, 3 days apart. My grandma's was on Friday, and my older sister's was on Sunday. So I got to do not one, but two birthday parties this weekend. My grandmother turned 70, and my sister, she probably could be pissed me to say this, but she turned 32. Turned 32 years old. And I've been calling her old for a long time, but I really can't talk much shit because next year I'll be 30, so I'll be 29 in August, and then next August I will be 30, so I can't really talk shit because I'm right behind her with the 30s, just 3 years apart. And yeah, we had fun. My grandma and my grandma's, we got Pizza Planet, and we had it, we picked it up and brought it in. We got pizza and wings and salad, and we just had a good time. My niece smoked me in Uno, but she plays by ridiculous rules. Like, I legitimately wanted to flip the table with some of the rules that she plays by. For example, according to her, keep in mind, she's only 8 years old, but according to her, you can slap a draw 4 on top of a pile of draw 2s. So, like, I'm over here, like, doing my thing, hitting draw 2, and then she had a draw 2, and then I had a draw 2, and then she slaps down a draw 4, and I'm like, excuse me? Like, I was really offended by her. I'm like, excuse me. And she's like, well, Gigi, which is my grandma, says it's okay if we can put draw 4s on draw 2s, and I'm like, no, you can't. And then grandma just kind of looked at me. I was like, all right, whatever. So my niece kind of humbled my ass because she's got that Mamba mentality. My niece is 8 years old, and she is, for lack of a better word, an ass when it comes to any competition. She's way too competitive. For my sister's, my sister got pretty much like 2 or 3 birthday parties within the last few weeks, actually the last 2 weeks. So her first one that was thrown at her house, because she ordered the fight and she watched McGregor get his ass beat in the second round, and all this other stuff. And so one of her friends, Tammy, brought over a giant Connect 4. Like, the thing is like 6 feet across and like 4 feet tall, and then the freaking discs are like just the size of frisbees, the little chips. And she won. She played 10 games, and she only lost 2. She played my 2 nephews, one after the other. She beat me once, and then finally I had to beat her twice. I had to humble her. And so my sister was like, really? Did it feel good to beat up an 8-year-old? Did it feel really good to beat an 8-year-old at games? And I'm competitive too. And I was like, absolutely. I said, God put me on this earth to humble y'all and build myself up. And my wife's like, good to know. Because I'm an asshole when it comes to competition. Also, my niece didn't get this out of nowhere. My family, we're competitive, and some more than others, but I'm up there, guys. Growing up, I was the kid that had to get the last word in. Not my proudest moments, but anytime I had an argument with any of my friends, or hell, even my own grandmother, I always had to get the last word. And some people just laid down and took it. Other people were like, absolutely not. You can't get the last word. And I'm like, why? And I'm like, well, you shouldn't be able to get the last word like all the time. And I'm like, well, why not? I mean, I should be able to get it just went back and forth, and finally they're like, you know what, Colin? There you go. You can have the last word. Go for it. I'm like, okay, thanks, and then they would walk away. And straight up one time, my grandma and I were arguing about something, something mundane, something just stupid. And we went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And finally, one of my sisters was like, stop. You don't always have to get the last word. I'm like, the hell I do. And that's just how I was growing up. So if you knew me at all back when we were kids, I had a big ego. I always had to get the last word in, and I thought I was the next best thing. Now I'm a little bit more humbled, but once in a while that competitive 2012 Colin comes out, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to wreck it. So once in a while, 2012 Colin Porkchop rears his head and goes, bring it, I'm better than you at everything, let's go. This is also the same guy that played against, used to be kind of an acquaintance, now he's my friend, but my friend Greg, him and I were always at each other's throats all the time. And so one day he was talking shit, and either he brought it up or I brought it up. I can't remember who brought it up, but it was like talking about Madden. I think either I was saying that I was going to beat his ass, or he was saying he's going to beat my ass in Madden. And I crucified the guy. I think the final score was like 68-14 or something like that. And then I'm like, yeah, you talking shit now? You talking shit now? Just being an asshole. And he was like, all right. He's like, how about we play Call of Duty, and I'll humble your ass in Call of Duty. And the guy played Call of Duty like all the time. I never played Call of Duty. But I had to go. I had to leave. I had to be at home by a certain time. And so I was like, I had to go. My friends knew I had to go. And I was like, nah, man, I don't want to humble your ass twice in a row, even though I knew the guy was going to smoke me. But anyway, so there's a little personal stories right there for you. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Anyway, this last weekend I did quite a bit of editing once again. I did some recording and I did some editing. Did a food review, and I did 2 more installments of Pokemon Emerald, so I'm up to 12 now. And just as a little bit of a I guess prep, I played quite a bit of GTA 3, trying to get back into the motions of that, because GTA 3, out of the main big GTA titles, 3 and 4 are probably my least played. I think I actually played 4 more than I did 3. But Vice City is probably the one I played the most, and then San Andreas right behind that, and then GTA 5. So of the big 5, I have played 3 and 4 the least, and the other 3 the most. And so I was just doing some of the missions, and I was just like, thinking to myself, I was like, man, these controls are atrocious, just stuff like that, just talking to myself out loud. And then I'm like, man, these graphics kind of take me back, man, because it wasn't very long. I think it was like 2 years later, Vice City came out, and Vice City is my favorite. Vice City is the definition of nostalgia for me is Grand Theft Auto Vice City, because that's when I started getting into the GTA universe and the franchise, and so I missed the boat with GTA 3, but when Vice City came out, I had a friend of mine named Gage that he had Vice City, and then he eventually got San Andreas, and we played San Andreas, and he, I watched him play, and he would, watch me play once in a while, and I was just like, okay, these 2 are probably the best. And then 4 came out, and I bought 4, but I didn't really play it as much. I'm like, it's alright. And then 5 came out, and I played the crap out of 5. I think I completed the main story. I did a lot of the side missions, and then one day I just decided to stop playing. I was right in the middle of, I think it's one of the side missions with Trevor where he destroys the real estate agent signs all around Los Santos, and I just quit like right in the middle of it. Like I don't know if I had to, I had to go meet my my then girlfriend somewhere, or if I had plans with friends, or what the issue was. But I'm like, okay, I'm content. And then my PlayStation 4, the data kind of ran out. I was running out of space, so I deleted my game files for GTA 5. So all that progress went, because I had to make sacrifices, because I had a 500 gigabyte and not the terabyte. If I would have had the terabyte, I wouldn't have had a problem. But since I only had the 500, I had to delete a lot of files, and GTA 5 didn't make the cut. That and old Madden files. So usually, like when I'm finished playing, like let's say for example Madden 20, once I was finished with that and Madden 21 came out, Madden 20 files were like the first ones to go, because I'm really never gonna play this game again. The only way that I would do it, what I used to do back in the day, was I was a trophy hunter for a little bit, and be like, oh well, I have like 37% of the trophies on this game. I'm gonna go, try to see if there's a way to do it, and then I would hop on YouTube and be like, oh well, this is like a cheeky way on how to get the trophy. So I'm like, okay, so I would do that, and sometimes it was fun. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel like a piece of shit cheating, but it was worth it most of the time, because I think I got like 100% of the trophies for like Madden like 13 or something like that. I got like 100% because I found some YouTube videos on how to do it cheekily, and that was always fun. Anyway, guys, I went on a tangent. Holy shit, did I go on a tangent? One of the main things I wanted to talk to you guys about was one of my piglets, Eli, or as he's known on here, Dodger Blue 88, messaged me on Snapchat and said, hey man, I have a new podcast. I really would like for you to go listen to it. And so he sent me the name, and he sent me a screenshot of what it looked like, and I listened to it that day. And it's called Goin Yard. It's Eli and his friend Abe. Sorry, for some reason I kept wanting to call him Bruno. Abe. They just talked about baseball. It's like an hour-and-a-half podcast, and they break down like their top 10 of each position, and it was great. As a guy, okay, so baseball, of my 3 favorite sports, is my least favorite, and I know the least about it. I could tell you more about football or basketball than I could tell you about baseball. That's because I have a team, the Texas Rangers, that always let me down. So usually I'm kind of I'm one of those fans. I guess the term would be fair weather fan. That when they're doing great, I'm like, yeah, fantastic. Like the old Jeff Foxworthy joke. It was like, yeah, we won, and then when we lose, like, they suck. You don't want to claim possession of anything when they're garbage like that. But so yeah, it's Goin Yard with Eli and Abe, and in-depth analysis of their top 10 of each position on or in baseball, and it was great. I don't think they listed one Texas Ranger, go figure, but they listed a lot of Blue Jays, which is my second favorite team, and I'm actually kind of excited about the baseball season, because the Blue Jays are like going fucking ham on free agency and signing everybody that they can. They're kind of becoming the like the Los Angeles Rams a couple of years ago. It's like, oh, you're a free agent? Come on over. Clay Matthews, come on over. You deserve a spot on the team. And it was just, just crazy stuff like that. But anyway, so Goin Yard, homework number 1. If you guys are into baseball at all, they only have 1 episode, but you know what? Go show some love. Go show some, one piglet to another. Go show some respect and some support. Goin Yard, it's on Spotify, Eli and Abe, and I'll put a link down in the description when I remember to. I told Eli that I was going to give him a kind of a shout out in the vlog. So I gave him a shout out in this vlog. So now he's going to give me a shout out in the next episode of Goin Yard. But anyway, so guys, like I said, I went on a tangent, and I'm just happy to be home. It was an interesting day at work today. Interesting things happened personally, and I got a little emotional halfway through the day, just because I miss my dad. They come in and out. These emotions come in and out, and today was kind of a doozy. You know, you just think of a memory, or you think of something like today. The reason was I had a dream that my wife and I finally had a baby. It was a beautiful baby girl, and we were at the hospital. My wife's laying in bed. I'm sitting next to her in a chair, and I'm holding my baby girl, my firstborn child. And I'm holding her, and then all of a sudden I hear a voice in the background that says, "My turn." And I turn around, and it's my dad. And I just got goosebumps remembering that. And there he was, you know, just holding my daughter. And it was just a very peaceful and tranquil moment. And I didn't really process the dream until this afternoon. So I literally, you know, the whole morning, you know, I was just balls to the wall, busy at work. Like, I had to do this, then I had to do that, I had to do this, I had to do that, chain of command. And on top of that, when I finally had a little bit of a break, a little bit of a kind of, I guess, free time, because I had to go into the elevator, and, you know, just sitting there, you know, standing there waiting for the elevator, and then, you know, getting into the elevator and going back downstairs. It was a process. And then I processed the dream, and I just broke down and cried right there in the elevator, because I'm just like, it's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen in real life, and it's a tragedy, and it makes me very sad, because that's one of my I even at his memorial, I even you know, I had to get up and give a speech about my dad. All three of us did. I was like, my biggest regret for him is not giving him a child of my own. Now, luckily, he has my two sisters. He had my two sisters. They each gave him a grandchild, and then practically my sister is marrying my future brother-in-law, who has another kid. So he had 3 grandchildren. 2 boys and a girl, before he passed. And I was just like, you know what, that would have been fantastic for him to have another one from me. And not a day goes by where I don't think about that. I'm like, man, you know, luckily with technology, you know, with camera phones and you know, stuff like that, they're gonna know who Pawpaw was. His memory is not going anywhere. It's like me growing up. I didn't know my granddad Lyman, which was my grandmother's dad. He died way before I was born, and way before my dad was born. But because of my nana, and because of my grandmother and my great uncles, like I feel like I knew the guy. And more of the same is going to happen with my dad and hopefully my future children. But anyway, guys, 20 freaking minutes. You guys let me talk that long? Damn. All right, guys. Thank you for dropping by. Thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. Thank you for letting me sit here and be emotional. See, that's you get what you get with me. You know, at the beginning, I was cocky, big-headed, egotistical. And then at the end, I was, you know, humbled, and an emotional little thing for y'all. But anyway, guys, go check out Goin Yard with Eli and Abe. Tell them Pork Chop sent you. And thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. And always remember my little piglets. Call them Pork Chop. Loves y'all the most. So y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.